It's Wednesday. It's 12 p.m. Eastern. It's 11 a.m. Central. It's 5 p.m. in the UK. And it's myself and RJ. Hello, RJ.
Hello, Stephen. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited it's Wednesday. I get to talk to you today.
Well, we've got a packed show today because we've got exciting things happening this week, next week, and certainly October 1st through 5th. And we'll come to talk about that shortly. But if you're watching the replay, this is a live video of a messenger bots with RJ Redden and Stephen Healey. And in the next 15 minutes or so, you're going to learn all about how you can actually use messenger bots at a very reasonable price to improve your contact with the people who follow you. And we'll say hello to everybody who's joined us. If you have joined us, then if you please comment. We are real, we are live, we're not messenger bots ourselves, we just create messenger bots, or RJ does, and we're here to answer any of your questions about bots. Now, one of the questions that comes up before we get on to the main things is, if you're just setting up a messenger bot, how do you attract new bot subscribers?
Right. That's a great question, and glad you asked it. A lot of people ask me this question. So, first and foremost, hey, Chuck Trice is here. Hey, Chuck. First and foremost, you want to create a really clear vision of what your bot does. You want to have a unique value proposition. What are people going to get by subscribing to your bot that they can't get anywhere else? So this is something that I work with people on, because unless you have this key golden element that separates this from just following your posts on Facebook, then you're not going to get very many people subscribing. And it doesn't matter how many technical tools you have out there to get people to subscribe. Unless there's a value for subscribing, you're going to have a hard time. Does that make sense, Stephen?
Oh, that makes total sense, because unless you know where you're going, how can you tell people about your journey? It's simple.
Exactly. Well, and I've seen people, other people say, subscribe to my bot to get my news and updates. Sweetie, I can get your news and updates by following you on Twitter, Facebook, subscribing to your newsletter. There are 3,000 ways to follow your news and updates. Why would I choose a messenger bot to do that? Why would I hook on to you on one more channel? So news and updates ain't enough. There's got to be something exciting. There's got to be something that gets, that grabs people's interest about, why should I get your messenger? Why should I subscribe? So I always say, here's an idea. If you don't know what your unique value proposition would be, focus on it. But here's an idea. A bot is a great place to have a one-on-one conversation that is private with a potential client, with a potential person. So it's a great way to, I say my bot's a great way to contact me. My bot is a great place to ask me one-off questions every once in a while. It's a great way to connect with me. I've also got a free 7-day mini course in my bot that you can't get anywhere else but inside that bot. You can also, subscribe to my live streams by typing live. There are many, many things that you can do inside the bot, but the unique value proposition is the bot is the only place in the world where you can hit ask a question or schedule a call, and it's always available for you. And that's the heart and soul of it. The other stuff is icing on the cake, the mini course, the get reminders for my live streams. That's icing on the cake. But the real cake is you can ask me questions one-on-one and get some answers. I don't know of any other tool you can do that with. I mean, people technically could do it with email, but they never do. When's the last time somebody hit reply on one of your emails, Stephen?
A long time ago. A long time ago. It happens in one of two ways. Either they're chasing money or I'm chasing money. So that's the main situation. But it is the ability to have a one-on-one conversation. And it can be like, it's a bit like chess. You can either have a correspondence game, which is a bit like email anyway, where you email each other the moves, or you can have a 5-minute blitz game any time of day. Do you 5-minute blitz? No? Yes, no? Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
5 minutes blitz in chess. You can have a 5-minute conversation any time of day when somebody contacts you, and you can then take a break, go back to it later. But it is about conversation. It's about getting in touch with people. And I mean, the original question is one that how do you attract new bot subscribers? Well, first of all, taking a step back from that, you've got to attract people into your circle first. There are ways you could, and we know of people, and we don't name people on this show, but we do know of people who will create a bot, create an advert, link the bot to the advert, and get 1,000 subscribers and pay for 1,000 subscribers, and then just blast them. And that's not the way to do it. It really isn't. Not that we. Well, it's not something we do, is it?
It's not sustainable. Because what's happening there is people are taking advantage of the fact that bots are super new and kind of novelty cool. At some point, that new shine is going to rub off a little bit. And at that point, all of the people who are spamming with bots are going to get out of the game and go spam with something else because it won't be worth it to them anymore. So for me, the point is different. The point is, let's start a conversation. Let's see if we line up. Let's see if I have any resources for you. Let's see if we can't create a referral relationship out of this, joint venture relationship out of this. Let's see what we can do from here. That's the point of the bot. And when communication and connection is the point of it, and then business transactions happen as they may, you're going to have a lot better time with bots. It'll be organic growth. It'll be slow growth over a period of time. It's not going to be anybody, there won't be a stampede into your bot. That's okay. You can't handle a stampede into your bot anyway. You would be on Messenger 24 hours a day. Not going to work that way. I know a lot of bot builders who a lot of people go about it in a lot different ways. This is just my way, but from experience, I'm telling you that the relationships that I've developed out of having that bot out there and allowing people to engage with me on a one-to-one basis instead of a one-to-many public basis has been invaluable to my business and has put me on stages I've never been before. That's through that conversation.
Literally on stages.
Yeah.
We're not talking virtual stages. We're talking real stages.
Which is new for me, right? Yes, I went to Phoenix 2 weeks ago for the Let's Talk Impact Conference. I will be going back to Phoenix next Thursday. I'll be going back and doing another speaking gig. So about bots. So yeah. And so and then potentially, if things work out, I was talking to a lady about Vancouver in November. Oh, so wow. We shall see. We shall see. Oh.
Right. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, a question from Chuck. And he's been waiting patiently. Do people subscribe per each Facebook post, or is that at subscription for every bot?
Great question, Chuck. So the people subscribe once to your bot. Think of this. Think of your bot as one entity that is attached to your Facebook page. This entity has very many arms stretching out into the universe. All of these little arms are called growth tools. That's how people come in to the bot. Okay. And so people come in one time to the bot. And after that, hopefully you're offering them an array of choices that they can make to kind of explore through your stuff. But people only need to subscribe one time to be a subscriber. Once they're in, they can subscribe to as many different sequences as you have. But once they're in, they're in. Hoping that answers the question. And if it doesn't, let me know.
And from that point, once you've got people in, it's like we likened it in previous shows to being like gardening.
Yeah.
That if you don't tend the garden, then the weeds will grow and it just goes to rack and ruin. And Chuck is saying, yes, thank you. Brilliant. Now, we're excited. It's that time again, isn't it? Let's bring up the photograph, because it's that time again, and we can bring up this photograph. This is the first time anybody outside the people taking part has seen it. We'd like to present to you 5 Days Live. This is 5 Days Live, second time around, and we are live from the 1st to 5th of October on Live Video Hub at 10 a.m. Eastern every day. And the team are, as you can see, myself, Brigitte Lembanda, Erin Strayer, and Lottie Hearn is joining us this time, together with Annie Mura from Canada, and Linda West, David Burrows, Cheryl Piper, and of course, it wouldn't be 5 Days Live unless RJ was there too. So there we have it. So that's to look forward to 1st to 5th of October. Preparations are going on behind the scenes. We're very busy at the moment, but we now come on to things that are going to, well, yes, we come on to RJ's ideas for the 5 Days Live bot. Now, preface this to say that RJ designed a brilliant bot for 5 Days Live in August, and it was able to give information about every single co-host on the show and give out links to their website, links to their bot, and more information about them. This time round, RJ, over to you.
I think that we can expand on that a little bit. I think that we can expand it to include some of the resource or some of the training that we're talking about, some of the resources. I think, for instance, last time we talked about how to, that we need to have, like, if you want to promote your show, it's really best to have a show card. You can have one general to promote the show all over the place, or you can make different show cards for each episode. But having something like that and using it to promote your show, it's so much more valuable than just a block of text. So why not? Either you or I, Stephen, create a real short tutorial that people can access through a link and do a short tutorial on it, so that if people have no idea what we're talking about with show cards, they can learn how to do one step by step. It shouldn't take too long. We won't make a complicated show card as a tutorial, I promise. But what if we, each host had the opportunity to do a little bit of training on what we're talking about? Because in the 5 Days Live, it doesn't actually last 8 hours a day for 5 days. It lasts about an hour and a half for each day. And so it's impossible to go step by step and do anything. Basically, there are certain things we can look at, but it's not very, we can't stop and cover show card basics. We got to move on. So what if we found a place to cover that material? And I think it would be awesome if people could type into the bot, resources, and have a PDF come up with all of the links to all of the resources people are offering for the entire 5 days. I think it would also be awesome if people could type show card into the bot and the link shows up, follow that link, and you'll be taken to the part where we show you how to do a show card. I think that would be awesome.
I think it would. I mean, the show card bot, these ideas just flow so quickly. Yes, okay. And just side by a moment, if you're not watching on the live video hub page, you'll find a link up above to join RJ and I, and you will be able to see your comments. We're not ignoring you. We're actually live on the live video hub. If you click the link, you can come and join us and you can comment live. Right, okay, but this is key, because this is our second 5 days live, and it just keeps getting better and better. Just to bring the card up again, because this time round there are 9 of us involved, and we've got UK and Ireland this time represented, the USA, Canada, South Africa. You know, we've got the globe. But the ideas about improving the bot, I think, are just awesome, because this demonstrates the power of the bot. As you were saying earlier, this is part of why people actually want to be on your messenger list, because you're actually giving something over and above that they can't get anywhere else. And the messenger bot is the best way to deliver it, isn't it?
Yeah, love how you tied that in there, because it's more than just a live event. It's more than just, okay, here's a replay that you can watch. This is when you add a messenger bot to an event, whether it's an online event or whether it's an in-person event, you add value, you add interactivity, which is, you know, we do have quite a bit of interactivity when we do 5 days live. We got people asking questions. We've got all of that kind of stuff, which is really great. But again, we're on a limited time frame, and we got to keep moving through the show to cover everything that we want to cover. So if we had a bot that provided that extra value for people that was outside of that time frame, then that would make the experience of 5 days live more valuable overall to anyone who attended. So I think that's what the aim is. You know, I mean, I do a lot of shows about, you know, I've done shows about how to make, you know, ideas about how to do a bot for a live event, how to do a bot for an in-person event, online events, all that type of stuff. And that's really great. But this kind of gives me an opportunity too to show off, you know, this is how something can augment your stuff.
A live illustration of the bot maker's art, because it is an art, isn't it? It's an art and a science.
It is. It's beautiful. I love. Well, you know, when you asked me this morning what my ideas were for the show, it was like I just saw it in my head. I just saw people being able to access, you know, show card tutorial, access. You know, because we've been talking about all the things that we want to talk about during the show. And, you know, as you know, that thread of the 9 of us is like full of ideas. And so being able to present, especially some of those you know, that kind of revolve around the producing a show, I think that will be really, that'll give people a leg up. And, you know, when we get more broadcasters on the hub, more quality broadcasting, it just attracts more people, and it's a win-win for everybody.
That's very true. And I just want to see if I can get there, just to give people an idea of what's going on during the week. And nobody in the world has seen this yet, so hang on to your seats. All right, we start on Monday, and on Monday is Building Your Brand with Brigetti, David, Linda and myself, and we're going to be talking about everything about your presence, because if you don't have a presence, then you've got to start somewhere, and starting with your brand is the best place to start. And I'm looking forward to being not only part of the show, but learning as well. Because everybody who's involved in 5 Days Live talks the talk and walks the walk, and they've done hundreds of shows. Tuesday. Well, Tuesday is going to be, well, it's with Erin Strayer and a new member of our team, Lottie Hearn from Ireland. And we're going to be talking about running your show, because there are good and bad things to do, and we'll be covering all of that during the course of Tuesday. 10 a.m. Eastern is the time. And then on Wednesday, I recognise everybody there. It's RJ and myself, and we're joined by our favourite repurposing person, and that's Annie Mura from Canada. And we'll be talking about everything you should do after the show, because the live show is about 30% of what you need to do. The 70% comes afterwards, and you need to know exactly what to do to actually get the most out of going live. And then on Thursday, something completely new. It's called New Horizons, and it's called New Horizons because we've not totally decided exactly what we're talking about yet, but it will include multicasting, and of course it will include messenger bots. So that's RJ with Brigetti and David on Thursday, and then on Friday is show promotion. We love doing shows, but you want people to come and watch you, so you do need to promote the shows, and that will be RJ with Cheryl and with Brigetti, and that is all about show promotion. So that's the program, but it's exciting because it's going to have its very own bot, which will help you discover more about the topics that we're talking about and about the people involved. Because with the first bot, you could actually find out about any of the co-hosts. Now you've got to find out about any of the topics as well. This is just right. Okay, now you mentioned a moment ago. Well, we've talked about how you attract people to your bot, but how do you actually get started on creating a bot? And this is the $64,000 question. I'd like a bot. What do I do next? And that brings us nicely into the marketing part, because you've not mentioned it yet.
No. So I do have a bot shop coming up. Some people call them workshops. You know what? It's a bot shop. But I hold it every month. It's coming up tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. It is step 1. Let's sign up for ManyChat together. Step 2, I will help you build a reminder bot for your show. A reminder bot is just if you got a little reminder today from Steven saying, hey, we're going live in a few minutes, come join us, and a link, I'll show you how to create that. I'll show you how to ask people to subscribe, tag people so you know who's subscribed, and send out that broadcast message to everybody who is interested in hearing about your live shows. I will also show you how to write some messages that engage your people, the viewers in your audience. That's going to be a great thing too. And I'll also go over best practices, just some things to keep in mind and some things to set ahead of time as you go through the process of building your bot. Everybody will leave with a finished reminder bot, and it's going to be a great time. 3 hours long. Buckle in, people. And the cost of the workshop is $97. Wanted to keep it really low for people who just want to take a leap in and don't want to invest a whole bunch of money to figure out if this thing's for them. So that is what's going on tomorrow night. For me, if you're interested in doing this thing, go to startyourbot.com. And Spinning Dragon will talk to you and help you register for class if that's what you want to do. So startyourbot.com is where to go. And class is happening tomorrow night. I would love to see anybody there. If you have an interest in this, if you want to just find out, then this is a great place to dip a toe in the water. And if you can't make the time, everybody gets the replay and a chance to ask me questions. So
the beauty of actually attending a course and working with RJ is that you are working with RJ, and once the course is over, you can message and talk to RJ at any time. You can do a blitz, just like you can in chess. See, I brought it in twice. But the other thing is as well that when you're actually starting with something, if you're learning a language or if you're afraid, then RJ is there to help you do practical things. So from the very get-go, you're actually learning something that you can take away and use the following day. You can have the bot up and running without having gone through a textbook, watched 1,000 videos. You've actually got a working bot. So my wholehearted support for the course, and for, I mean, you've got some amazing people who've gone to create bots of their own just because they've taken the correct steps in the first place. They've not got frustrated. It's like we say about live video. If you do a video show and it's your first and it goes well, you'll do a second. If you build a bot and it goes wrong, then you won't create a second. And just in the same way, you wouldn't do a second video show if things went wrong on the first. So getting it right at the beginning and having a bot to start with gets you off to a good start. Right, okay. Now, oh, right. Now, talking of learning, RJ and I were talking last week, and I mentioned the W word, the W pressed word, and RJ went, ouch, but did say, and I then went on to talk about landing pages and the fact that ManyChat can create landing pages. And I got a sort of nudge from RJ saying there are better ways to do that. So that set me off, and I went to investigate, and using ManyChat, I have created my own landing page, and you can go and take a look at it. And it's actually part of my blog site. So I want to say thank you, RJ. It was fun discovering, and it simply works, is all I can say.
Can you share it in your screen with us? Can you share the screen and show us to us?
Go on then. It just take. If you talk for a moment, I shall organise things in the background and then be back.
All right. Very good, sir. So, so what Stephen's talking about here is that a lot of times when you are using, ManyChat calls them growth tools, all they are is a series of ways to produce links so that people can come and subscribe to your bot. Well, a lot of people don't really respond well to being dumped directly into Messenger. They're not really sure why they're there. So most folks will use kind of a landing page to explain, this is, this is the kind of information that you will get from my bot. Here's my freebie or whatever. Click the button below to have it delivered to you in Messenger. And then when they click the button below and then they're sent to Messenger, it kind of helps people kind of situate themselves on the internet where they are. So those landing pages are awesome. ManyChat will create landing pages for you. If you do not have a website yet, ManyChat will create them for you. But what Stephen has done is the same thing that I have done as well, is that instead of sending a lot of traffic to the ManyChat site, they're nice people and we love them. But boy, wouldn't we rather have them come to our own websites? What we've done is we've embedded a box on our own websites, on our own, like a landing page on our websites instead of ManyChat websites. So was that enough time, Stephen?
Yes, we can now see it in action. I shall bring it up full screen. If you're watching, if you go full screen as well, you'll actually see this is my landing page on my blog site. And if I scroll the site, let's got to remember how to do this because I've been using something different. You can see that we broadcast on Live Video Hub, and then all our shows are on BeLive.tv. And then it talks about a Live Video Hub and what the Live Video Hub is. But the new section is the slightly grayer section there. Would you like to describe how that's done, RJ?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a growth tool in ManyChat, and it's called Box, I believe. It's called, and so what that lets you do in ManyChat is kind of give it a little picture, give some wording, and then that all important send a messenger blue button that Stephen is circling right now. That is something that you can embed anywhere in your website. Or, some people use bars at the top. I don't do that. I don't think messenger bots are prolific enough that people know what they are. So I'm not going to bar on the top. I'm always going to do that box. So it allows me to give plenty of detail about what this experience is going to be, what you can expect. And of course, it allows me to show an image of my ninja. Who doesn't want that? So that's what Stephen's got going on there. And that can be, for me, it's just been really valuable. You know what I've been creating, Stephen?
I'm coming back now. We're back.
We're back, babies. I have been creating something with this. You haven't gotten yours yet, but I've been creating affiliate links with this.
Oh, wow.
Because what I can do is a box, basically, just like what you used, that dark gray area on what you just showed us. I can put my spinning dragon in there. I can put my little message in there, but I can copy that and recreate it and put a person's name on it. So that when people are referring people to Spinning Dragon, my chatbot, I can tell who has referred them because the growth tool says their name. So Erin Strayer, we're just going to take her for an example because hers got made this morning. So if you go to blackbeltbots.com/Erin Strayer, all one word, you'll see that I've got a little message there, and then I've got Spinning Dragon, who here's what you can expect. You can expect to learn about chatbots from Spinning Dragon, and click to send to messenger, all the normal stuff, right? But what happens in the background is that anybody who clicks there is automatically tagged with Erin's name, so that when I go back to every month to look through and see who has referred people and whom I need to pay out some cash or give some discount to services to, I know exactly who to do that with because I've tagged them in the background. Does that make sense, Stephen?
That makes a lot of sense. Now, we can actually, because we're set up, if I go, and I'm going to do this real time because I want to show what you were sharing there. I'm going to stop sharing that. I'm talking whilst I'm doing this, and hopefully I can share again. And this is how quick it is to actually share your screen on BeLive.tv. I can share that screen. I've linked to it, and we can actually show on screen exactly what you're talking about when it does come up. It will come up in a minute. I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will too. This is live. Right. Okay. And I'm going to bring it full screen. So this is the page you're talking about for Erin that you set up on. I like that.
Yeah.
So I see you've met Erin Strayer. Well, any friend of hers is a friend of mine. I'm glad you stopped by. And then greetings, Grasshopper. I'm Spinning Dragon, the Black Belt bot. RJ has created me to teach people about chatbots. And then you get the sending messenger. And it's that part that you know exactly where it's come from.
When people click that button, they are marked in the background as coming from Erin Strayer's growth tool. So they get tagged her name in the background. And when I'm looking for, every month I look for, okay, who's a new client and who referred them. When I'm doing that, I can just go back through the bot and see who came through Erin Strayer's page. and how much do I need to discount Erin's services or give her some cash or whatever she needs. And yeah, so that's how that works. You can now, I mean, this idea, I think somebody else actually mentioned this to me. Sometimes my best ideas come from other people, I'll tell you that. But yeah, someone mentioned this to me, and it was like, oh yeah, of course I could create a page where people can, you know, refer people to my messenger bot.
Yeah. The best way to progress is to find something, adopt it, adapt it, and improve it. Yes. So you take somebody's idea, you adapt it, and you improve it. Yeah, nothing better. I mean, it just works. It's the simplicity of it. Well, no, sorry. Behind the scenes, it's hellishly complicated, but it's the simplicity of. No, it's not even. It's not that either. But it's the idea that you can give an affiliate link page out and be able to track how people actually arrived in your messenger. So in other words, what's actually doing? You're actually creating a funnel, because the end of the funnel is everybody going to Black Belt Bot's messenger. Yeah. Yep. But you've gone back from that, and now not only can you take people to the bot, but other people can take people to the bot, and when they do, you can track it and recognize it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right. So I've just said everything that you said, but because I managed to repeat it, I'll remember it now. And that's the way it works, isn't it? That's the way learning works. Brilliant. So that was affiliate links. And if anybody would like to get involved, they just message you.
Oh, absolutely. You can message me. You can go to check out my bot, get into Spinning Dragon there, and you know, converse with my bot, ask questions. Yeah, if you want to message me about that, that affiliate links is really, that's some coolness. That's what we need to add to our upcoming Udemy course, Stephen.
I was wondering when we get. I've actually got it down on the list. I've got it. Hang on. Well, if we say Udemy, let's just type it in quickly. I'm going to try to spell it correctly as well.
Udemy is a place where Stephen has a ton of courses, and he has recommended to me several times, in as firm a way as Stephen Healey can possibly do it, he has recommended that I get some courses up there. And so I've asked for his help. He's graciously granted it to me. And Friday, you and I, my friend, we are starting the process of getting a beginning messenger course up on Udemy.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. We are. And we've got a target. We've got to target late October, so because that's Black Friday, and we want the Udemy course that you're doing to be ready for Black Friday, because that's the best time to actually start selling. And that's the other thing just about Udemy, and the reason I recommended it to RJ is that Udemy do a lot of marketing. If you're willing to do your own marketing, then Udemy will add to that, and the more marketing you do, the more marketing they do. And I know people who solely manage it so that you do all the marketing for them. So, but there are various options open. But we're looking forward to doing this Udemy course together, just as we've enjoyed doing the shows we've been doing on Be Live TV. It's going to be a learning experience for me and for RJ. For both of us, we're going to share our expertise, and out of it will come a Udemy course about messenger bots, which will take you from A to Z.
Absolutely.
Or 0 to 100. And we've got to say hello to April. April's just joined us. Hello, April. And the whole idea of Udemy course is one, for an instructor, it is residual income. Passive income, but for people who take the course, it is a bargain. and we're talking about being able to buy the course. We've not set a price yet, but for less than $50, we can say with some certainty. And RJ is still sat there, so not too far off. But it means that you can take a course which is yours for life, and you can dip into that course whenever you want. You can ask questions of RJ, and to a lesser extent of me. You can join RJ on a messenger bot and ask questions there. You can get totally involved in messenger bots, and we're going to have worked examples, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Yes. It will, I mean, include videos, obviously, but also some templates and things like that. We haven't worked out necessarily every detail yet, but I do want to include some stuff that people can get on the ground with using. I know that a lot of people have talked to me about how intimidating it is to start from a blank screen when you're writing one of these. And so there will be some things to help that process along, because once you get going, it just becomes, well, for me, I can only speak for myself, and I'm a huge geek, know this. But once I started, I really never have stopped thinking about ways to use them. So yeah, it's my hope that this course will help people do that.
That's the aim, to help everybody get more involved in messenger bots, because this is, well, as far as ManyChat is concerned, we'll say it over and over again, ManyChat is the best $10 you could ever spend on marketing each month, because you can do things like we showed earlier. You've got the affiliate links, which RJ has started, and now knows who's referring her, and they can be rewarded. We've talked about using landing pages, using ManyChat, and these things just, it's not, they're for life. It's not just, they don't go away, they work forever. So once you've got it right, yeah. And that's what the course is about. The course is about showing you examples of getting it right first time. Because the beauty about a ManyChat bot is that they can be copied, can't they?
Right. So entire bots can be copied, which I don't necessarily recommend, because that there's so many things hooked up behind the scenes. It's just weird, but parts of bots, sequences can be copied.
Yeah.
Message runs can be copied. Almost absolutely everything within a bot can be copied, except for broadcasts are a little weird. But everything else can be copied, and that is really helpful, because when I've got the bot shop coming up tomorrow night, so when I make the announcement every month, I copy what I already have in case people get in on a link that's pointing to what I already have, copy it, tweak it for this month, put it out again, and that's the kind of stuff that, I mean, ManyChat really, that's what I love about them, is that they have made it easy for people who build in industrial ways. Many of you, if you're first timing it, that's absolutely lovely. The copying stuff isn't going to make sense for a little while. But once you kind of understand the planet you're wandering around in, then you'll get to know that the copying parts of things and reusing and tweaking and doing all of those things, it's very powerful.
But the Udemy course is going to show you how it's done, and then they're going to be step-by-step instructions, so that you can follow those instructions while listening to the video, and you'll build your first 4 or 5.
Well, we haven't decided yet. Let us.
This is right. Okay.
I would rather build fewer but better. Do you know what I mean? Like I would. Yes. So let us discuss on Friday.
If you heard that, then just ignore that little bit there. We're having discussions.
It was a dream, people.
Right, okay. It was a dream. It never happened. If you want to join us on camera, then please type guest. You're more than welcome to join us. Talk about messenger bots. Right. Okay. Now, the one wonderful thing about Be Live is that they all supply you with wonderful information. And Be Live has told me that this is my 500th show on BeLive.tv. So thank you for joining me, RJ, on my 500th show. Thank you to everybody who's watching my 500th show. It's been a blast for the last, since October 16th, 2016, when it all began. I've really enjoyed going live, and well, I just get carried away occasionally, as we all know. But Be Live TV has got to be one of the best ways to go live on Facebook. And I just want to say thank you to the team at BeLive.tv and to everybody in BeLivers, but especially to everybody like RJ, especially RJ, who's joined me on screen over the last 22 months as I broadcast live to the world. So thank you. And I just want to leave that up for a second or so I can actually get the screenshot afterwards, if you don't mind.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Okay, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. The time has flown. It really has. It really has. And going live is one of the highlights. I mean, the show today is one of the highlights of the week, because we get together and chat and talk to people, and it's so amazing to be able to do that. Right. Okay. So I've done that. Right. Okay. Now a question which we're talking earlier before we went live, because we often do. We've been talking on and off today. Can you? I'm going to give you the reason for the question first. Well, no, wait. Should I do that? I'll do that at the end. Can you tell the difference between a personal message and a bot message in Messenger?
Right.
Short answer.
So this is a question that people often have for me. Folks kind of misunderstand that the only messages that can be sent through Messenger are automated ones. Untrue. I, as a human being, can pick up a conversation at any time. And in fact, that's where I believe the magic happens, is when I pick up somebody's question, and somebody's question that can't be answered within the bot. And I say, hi, this is RJ, not the bot. And then I proceed to help them, give them a little customer service, answer their question. I always proceed it with, this is RJ, not the bot, so that people know they're talking to me, not the bot. And I go even a step further by giving my chat bot. When you're talking to my chat bot, it's Spinning Dragon. It's the ninja. When you're talking to me, then I will always indicate that that's a separate person, because you want to set people's expectations correctly. You don't want to get them thinking they're talking to a human when they're really talking to a bot, because people, if they figure it out, they'll feel bait and switched, and you've created a terrible experience for somebody. Exactly. They feel tricked.
Exactly.
So that all said, the answer to this question is, if people don't indicate when a human is on the line versus when people are being served automated messages by the bot, if people don't say, you don't know.
That's true. Totally true. Unless you would suppose, for argument's sake, you were actually to say that this is Stephen, not the bot. This is Stephen. I would never do this, by the way. RJ wouldn't do this, by the way. But no. This is Stephen. I just want to contact you personally. I just want to talk to you about X, Y, Z, and then underneath, I give you 3 options. Now, if that message hasn't come from a bot, I don't know what else. But that was spotted today. And if you're listening, then when you actually do send a message out, which is personal, don't put the 3 options underneath, because then, as RJ said, you can give the game away and people feel a bit miffed that you're taking them for granted.
It's true. And that, I mean, it's the Wild West out there. Bot builders are doing all kinds of things. I will caution you, my friends, if you want to make good and true connections and have good conversations within Messenger, never, never, never indicate on an automated message that's going to be broadcast out to a bunch of people. Never ever indicate within a sequence that you are talking as the human when you're actually not doing that, when the bot is sending out those messages. I will leave voice messages for people individually. I will talk to them individually, but I always indicate when it's me and when it's, because gosh, if you send out something and you pretend to be a human, but it's really a super impersonal message, people are going to get miffed. People are going to have a bad bot experience. That is not something you want to do. You're breaking a relationship there if you don't indicate. If you it's one thing if you forget to say this is RJ, not the bot. That's one thing. But if I'm deliberately misleading you into thinking that I'm on the line when I'm actually not, no can do, people. Please don't do this in your bots.
Bad idea. And we're going to have a chat with somebody, or I'm going to have a chat with somebody later, or possibly not. I mean, can you turn a bad bot builder into a good one? I don't know. Should you?
Well, that's that remains to be seen.
It does. Right. So we've told you about my new landing page, and we've shown you about affiliate links and how straightforward it is to do and track. That's RJ's idea of the week, shared idea, is that you can use a box on ManyChat. You can embed that box into your blog on the page or on a blog post itself, or on the page. It has to be a page in this instance, and you can track back, and you can actually track where people are actually coming into your bot from and reward people accordingly. And we did say click the link above the video if you want to join us live. So I think some people may not have done that. I just wish, talking to Facebook now, if everybody who's watching, wherever they're watching, and we're being shown in about 8 different places now, could actually see the comments, then that would be brilliant. So if you're going to do a revision of live cross-posting, please think about adding the ability to see comments from everywhere. I mean, technically it's possible. Technically it's possible. I'm sure it is. I could code it, but
of course you could. Yes. Yes. Integrated comments would be amazing.
I could design it, not code it. I think that's nearer the mark. Okay, and we've talked about growth tools as well, and having a show card bot. And the big reveal of the day has been that RJ and I are an integral part of, that's the wrong photo, just a minute. Well, you're an integral part of that day, but you're also an integral part of 5 days live, October 1st to 5th on BeLive.tv on the live video page at 10 a.m. Eastern, apart from Wednesday when it's 9:30, because we want to have guests from Canada as well. And we're looking forward to it. There are now 9 of us, and they include myself and RJ, Brigitte Limbanda, Erin Strayer, Lottie Hearn, Annie Mora, Linda West, David Burrows, and of course, Cheryl Piper. So we're looking forward to that with some excitement, because RJ is building bots for it, and I'm watching RJ building bots for it, and I'm excited. So we talked about RJ's ideas for the bots. Now, any ideas that RJ comes up with, of course, will be available. You can discuss them with RJ and spread the message. And if you want to visit RJ's site, then it's blackbeltbots.com, and mine is Stephen J. Healey. Oh, we're coming to the end of a whirlwind hour again. Where does the time go?
It was a whirlwind today.
It was. We've talked about a whole range of things. I don't think there's anything on the agenda that we haven't been able to cover. Yeah, we're good. And the aim of, just let me hide that bit. I want to bring this up because you said it earlier, and it's very pertinent to the way bots should be run, where good bots should be run, is that what you're actually aiming for with a bot is a one-to-one private conversation, and to help somebody individually, and those individuals tell other individuals, and if you give good service, then everybody will find out about it. And we did a question earlier about how do you actually attract people to your bot. One of the ways you can do it is by helping other people. And we hope that today's show has helped you.
Yeah.
And thank you for
Absolutely.
watching. Okay. Right. So let's talk about this gig you've got coming up.
Oh, the one in Phoenix coming up next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is actually a client of mine. His name's Jay Fizzette, and he is like a joint venture master. There's such a huge world out there that I have absolutely no idea of sometimes. And I was at the Let's Talk Impact conference with Jane Powers. This was a couple weeks ago. And they were talking about, Jay was talking about joint ventures and all of this, all that, just there's a world surrounding that is really vastly interesting to me, because in a way it is, Stephen, you and I have done some joint ventures in the past. It's just been really, kind of informal, and I'll do this part, you do this part, and then, if there's something to collect at the end, we will. I don't think that we ever have done that, actually. Like, it's something we've always done free stuff. Yep. But there are people who have relationships like this that are very much more, we'll say, formalized. As to, who's providing what, but it looked like it would, I was so interested in it. And then Jay, in the course of our working together, said, you'd be a lovely sponsor at this thing. And I said, you know what, I would. And so I get to go speak on stage again in a week here in Phoenix again. And Jay's going to interview me on Sunday. We're going to talk all about, bots and things like that. But I'm going to be learning all about joint ventures. So, Stephen, you and I are going to have to talk about this stuff. And yeah, I'm very excited to let people know what I've learned, because, as you and I, Stephen, have figured out, there is absolutely no use going it alone in this world.
Totally agree. It's a lot. Well, first of all, it's a lot more fun when you're working with somebody who you respect and whose work you respect. It's also more productive because you can we love brainstorming. In other words, one of us will come up with an idea, and then an idea flows from that, and then another idea, and before you know it, we've got a list of things that we've got to find the time to do, but we will do. And working as part of a team, like the 5 Days Live team, we just work so well together, and everybody enjoys each other's company, and it's more productive. It's a more productive way of doing things, is being part of a team, creating a team, whichever way it goes. It just simply works. And the thing is, you achieve a lot more working as a team, because people will motivate you and you will motivate other people, and everybody bounces off each other, and it simply works.
Yeah. It does. It does. And it's so much, you just cover so much ground. And there's a way to be, to be a team and to create profit for each other and to create connections for each other. And there's no, we're kind of all taught, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, and then all the success stories that we hear are, well, I was just a nobody making YouTube videos, and now I make, $17 million a year or whatever, and I did it all by myself. You know what? I don't think that those positions are available any longer. I just think, I think that partnering up and knowing who, Stephen, you've been amazing for me. You refer me all the time. We learn constantly from each other.
Oh, we do.
You've given me so much generous space on your airwaves. And I just, this is an amazing relationship, And so I want to create more of that. And I want to introduce you to a few people, just previewing, but I'm going to introduce you to a few people soon.
Well, the thing is, we get to celebrate becoming friends and working with each other and creating things which help everybody. That we get to celebrate that this every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And well, it's just a blast doing this. RJ, over to you to close the show.
Well, darlings, we have talked about a great many things. We have talked about, well, Stephen covered it earlier, but there's so many ways that messenger bots can help people's businesses. It's like having a virtual communications ninja sitting in your Facebook inbox, waiting for people to come talk to you and giving them information, valuable tips, education, all of those kinds of things on your behalf. It really is a way to extend yourself in your brand. And we're here every Wednesday talking about how to do things, why to do things, talking about news and views about messenger bots. So thank you for coming today. Please join us again next Wednesday. And with that, I'll hand it back over to Stephen.
You know, we've been looking, you build messenger bots, I build a few, and you help people every show that you do on Tuesday and Thursday. We've been looking for an alternative phrase because messenger bots sort of frightens a few people.
Yeah.
So I thought about how about communications manager? Could we make that fly? I don't know. We'll see. But as RJ said, brilliant. Thank you for watching. And we will see you at the same time next week. Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap.